Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beth. And for today's video, I am going to be talking about all of the products that I either have purchased multiple times or I would repurchase. So I'm going to be showing you all of those items, and I will have timestamps down below if you'd like to jump ahead to a particular category. I have skincare, hair care, body care, all of that good stuff. So I have in this huge FabFitFun box all of the products I've finished. I'll try to link as many products as I can in the description box, but all of the products I am mentioning I would recommend. So no duds in this bunch. But before I get into all of that, I would like to take a couple of minutes to thank Luisa for partnering with me on this video. So I've worked with them a couple times in the past, and if you've watched any of my videos for any length of time, you know that their Rocks Mini Silvers, which I have here, these little guys, are pretty much the earrings that I am constantly wearing. So I've talked about these at length, and I'll try to remember or put down when I first got these, but I basically wear these all the time. I sleep in them, I shower with them, and they've held up beautifully. So these are sterling silver, and I think a true testament to the quality that Luisa offers. So every piece they offer is strength and humidity tested, and as I can attest, they are long lasting and tarnish resistant, and they do come with a 2-year warranty. So I mentioned these are the Rocks Mini Silver, and when they reached out to me recently, I seized the chance to get the Rocks Small Silver, so slightly larger than the Mini Silver. I already knew that I really liked this style, so I just thought I would kind of mix it up a little bit, and just to show you kind of the side by side. So there you can hopefully see the size difference there. I guess I can put one mini in and one small. I'd say the smalls are still very everyday, very wearable. Wrong ear. I have slept in them and showered with them as well. They are just a tad bit more obvious, as you can see, but not anything too big. They're just a little bit bigger. So I really do like having these as an additional option. How many times am I going to do that? So they sent me 4 different pieces, and everything comes in these cute little cases that you can use for travel or storage. So I've pretty much been wearing these since I got them. I also got the Harley Silver. These are also sterling silver, and these are really interesting because they don't have any kind of clasp. As you can see, they kind of just have like a loop kind of mechanism. These, to be honest with you, are a little bit more difficult to put in. So if you do want to check these out, I would encourage you to put them on in front of a mirror. I think it's just going to be a smoother experience for you. But these are cool because they kind of give you, which earring do I want to do? They kind of give you the illusion of having a double piercing when you don't. Thought about getting a second piercing, but I haven't quite committed to it. So yeah, so there you can see, you can kind of play around with it, kind of decide how you want it to look. But again, those are fun, just a little bit of something different. One side is thicker than the other, so again, you might want to kind of put these on and take them off in front of a mirror. It just becomes a little bit easier that way. The good news is they do feel pretty secure in your ear because they're not super easy to get in and out, so that way you don't have to worry about them kind of falling out when you don't want them to. I also got this white gold twist rings. They do offer solid gold jewelry, and I guess I'm kind of in my ring era, if you will. So this is the white gold twist ring. It is solid gold, and I just like it because it's like a little, I don't know, just delicate piece. My wedding band is pretty simple, and then earlier this year I started wearing the Aura ring, which is like a health fitness activity tracker. So this guy is pretty thick, but I feel like this kind of, I don't know, balances it out. And I've also been wearing that pretty much since I got it. I kind of forget I even have it on. And then the last item I got was a second ring. So this is sterling silver, and I got this in a size 8 with the idea to possibly put it on this pointer finger. I've mentioned before that I managed to burn myself pretty badly making bread, and the scar is fading, but it's still a bit pink. So I thought maybe if I put something shiny, it will kind of distract from it. I think for me, 4 rings might be too much, and I think I also probably should have sized up to a 9 for this finger. This I think was a size 6, and it fits pretty well. I don't recall what my wedding band size is, or this aura might have been a 10, but their sizing is a bit different. So what I would recommend doing, Ana Luisa does offer exchanges and returns and that kind of thing, but you may want to just get a really cheap ring sizer or set of sizers from Amazon, just so you kind of know, like, if you want to have a set of different rings, just so you kind of get a sense of what each finger is. A lot of people might know their like true ring finger, but maybe not all of their rings. So yeah, this one I would maybe size up a little bit. I did have a ring sizer, but you know, it's maybe not quite as accurate as having the ring itself. So yeah, that one I would probably size up. So those are the pieces I have to share with you this time. I hope you guys will take a moment to click on the link down below in the description box and check out all the pieces that Ana Luisa has to offer. They do have some diamond pieces as well, pretty affordable diamond options if, like me, you're an April baby and you always felt deprived growing up because all of the birthstone jewelry was never diamond. And Mother's Day is coming up as well in early May. So you might want to think ahead for that, or just treat yourself. So like I said, everything will be linked down below, and I think that's all I have to say. So let's jump into the empties. Okay, so I took the time to organize my trash, essentially. So like I said, I will have timestamps and everything I tried to kind of group together. So let's go ahead and start off with like makeup removal. So I kind of thought through the process of removing my makeup. So I have a bunch. It's been a while since I've done like a dedicated skincare empties. I've done empties by categories before, so like skincare, hair care, body care, I guess. But for this video, I'm trying to focus on the best of the best. So this, I have the Shiseido Facial Cotton. This is what I use to remove my eye makeup. So I take a facial cotton and that's 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. I'll take a facial cotton with my waterproof eye makeup remover, saturate it, and then kind of leave it on the eye for a few seconds to make sure everything is kind of dissolving, and then gently wipe away. So those are my little splurge when it comes to removing makeup. And as far as the actual, I guess, product I use, so I finished 2 of the Sephora waterproof eye makeup remover. I do wear waterproof mascara, as I mentioned in many videos. I use the Tarte Lights Camera Splashes because it gives me some nice volume and it still holds my curl. But I don't find it that difficult to remove, but I still opt for a waterproof eye makeup remover just so I'm letting the product do the work and not like really rubbing and tugging at my eye. So this is a good one. It's a biphase makeup remover. And I think I have one of the Lancome here. Yeah. So the Lancome is also a biphase, one that you've probably seen before. The Sephora is much more affordable. Does it have fragrance? I don't recall. This says without fragrance, I think. Yeah. So right now I'm using one from CeraVe that works pretty well just because I was dealing with some eczema on my eyelids and I was looking for like a super gentle option. But this is a pretty solid option, especially if you've been using the Lancome and you want something less expensive, especially with the Sephora spring savings event coming up. This should be 30% off. So good time to check it out if you haven't already. And let's see, I have travel size of the Lancome. This I think does have fragrance. So like right now I have one. I get these with like gifts with purchase. So this I think has fragrance, and I use it to remove swatches and that kind of thing primarily just because I would rather take a more gentle approach to my eyelids, but it is effective. And when I do get samples of it, I will use it. Yeah, had a little travel size of the Sephora as well. Another travel size of the Lancome. And then this is from Paula's Choice. This is the Gentle Touch Makeup Remover, and it says easily removes makeup, non-irritating, ideal for sensitive skin. And I did like this actually, and I found it pretty effective. So I would repurchase this. in the future. Paula's Choice is very good about not including fragrance. If they say it's ideal for sensitive skin, that's probably true. So yeah, that is a good one as well. And then for my micellar water, so I do opt for my micellar water sometimes, especially if I'm just using like a little bit of spot concealer, like the Glossier Stretch Concealer, or like if I have the Color Science Total Eye underneath my eyes, just running errands or whatever, and I just have a little bit of complexion products on, but no like mascara or anything like that. I will use the micellar water to remove that, still on a Shiseido cotton. So I have just a variety of ones here. Most of these are travel size because I get them in gifts with purchase, but all of these I used up and found them to be perfectly adequate. So the Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water is a good one. This is the waterproof variety. Of course, Bioderma is a classic. So I've used Bioderma many times before. I don't use micellar water as often, so I usually don't need to grab a full-size bottle, although I do think I have a large size of the non-waterproof Garnier. Garnier makes a good micellar water if you want something that's maybe more accessible than Bioderma. This one is the Garnier with vitamin C. Don't really care about that, but I used it up. Oh, here's the one I was talking about, the Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water. So sometimes what I'll do, by the way, is some of these are easily, so this cap you can just screw off. So if you have a travel size like this and it's a product you like and you have the full size of, you might want to hold on to the smaller bottles, and then you can just decant the larger size into the smaller size for travel, and that way you don't have to keep buying travel sizes. So before I toss any of this in the recycling, I'll probably kind of do a recon of what I have. Simple also makes a really good cleansing water, like that one. So that's it for the micellar water. For cleansing balms, so kind of your first cleanse, I have two from Pharmacy. They're original and the Very Cherry Clean, which had kind of an almond scent to it. Also have a mini Green Clean. The Green Clean itself, it kind of gives me like key lime pie vibes. And while I try to avoid fragrance in my skincare, for something like this that washes off, I'm not too precious about it. I know Pharmacy does make an unscented version, so if I did repurchase this, I would probably go for that option. So right now I'm using one from Jordan Samuels that I really like, and I also have the Lisa Eldridge cleanser as kind of my backup. So I'll probably be set for a little while, but especially if this was on a good deal or whatever, I would probably pick it up. I like that one a lot better than the Naturium that I have used up and I chose not to include in this video. If that tells you anything. So for toner, this used to be my go-to toner from Paula's Choice. This is the Advanced Replenishing Toner. And I used it for years, really enjoyed it. And I have actually one more here to show you. But more recently, I've opted for the Nourishing Milky Toner. I just find it a little bit more moisturizing, a little bit, I want to say thicker, but it just feels more kind of luscious going onto the skin, and I have quite dry skin, so yeah, this is a go-to. I have a travel size, and this one you can see it is a bit kind of wrecked. So by this point, when a travel size has kind of gone through it, I will get a new travel size, so I do have other ones. The good thing about this, and I didn't keep the little plastic thing, but it does have a little plastic flap that actually plugs the hole. So that just gives you a little bit more security while traveling. So I am working on one of these now. I will probably repurchase it in the future. I'm tempted to try the Rhode one. I don't know. I might have to try that for science. But anyway, that is a very solid option. So for second cleanse, if I've been wearing makeup, I like to go in with something that has a little bit of a sudsiness to it. So I've used several of these. Looks a bit gross, I don't know what's spelled, but the Korres Foaming Cream Cleanser does a pretty good job. I like to use this with the Foreo. I have a large size of the Fresh Soy Face Cleanser. It's not perhaps ideal for sensitive skin because I think it does have some fragrance or some rose extract in it, but I like it and it smells nice, so that is a good one as well. I've been using that for years. And the First Aid Beauty Face Cleanser, same kind of thing. It's good for the Foreo, just to really make sure that I've cleansed and gotten all the makeup off my skin. So yeah, these I tend to get as samples and that kind of thing. So because I'm not wearing makeup every single day, I tend to have a fair bit of these kind of in reserve. So if I ever had to purchase them, I would, but I've used quite a few up. It's also nice to have this for travel. For my kind of shower cleanser, if you will, so I've used 3 of the Kate Somerville Goat Milk Moisturizing Cleanser. And I've said before how I like kind of a lotiony cleanser in the shower, so I will wet my face and then apply the cleanser, kind of massage it in, and then just let it sit while I'm washing my hair, my body, all of that. And then I'll rinse it off right before I get out of the shower. So I feel like there's a little bit of a barrier on my skin and I'm not getting transepidermal water loss just by virtue of the water kind of sitting on my skin. So finished 3 of those. I also have 2 of the Delicate Soothing Cleanser, and this is what is in my shower now. I like this especially during the winter because this one is made for sensitive skin and I don't think it has any fragrance. This one might have some fragrance, and I think it does have, it says goat milk, so it has some kind of like gentle lactic acid type exfoliants. So I've used both without any issues, but if you have more sensitive skin, maybe look at the Delicate line. And that is a pricier item, so I have another Delicate here. That is a pricier item, so I kind of purchase it when it's like 50% off and that kind of thing. But if you want something more accessible kind of year round, the one from The Ordinary is really good. This is the Glycolipid Cream Cleanser. It says Gentle Cream Facial Cleanser. So yeah, this one I would absolutely repurchase. I know The Ordinary does like a pretty good Black Friday sale. I'm not sure what other sales they run during the year, but they're pretty well priced anyway. So that's a good option. And I have purchased but not tried the Cleanser from Prequel, so I'll have to report back in a future video on that. Just found another face cleanser from First Aid Beauty. Like I said, I tried to organize, but things are kind of getting mixed up a little bit. So that's cleansers. I already talked about toners. The next step, I'll talk about the Tower 28 products. So this is the Daily Rescue Facial Spray. This is a hypochlorous acid spray. This is a product that I kind of have an asterisk next to because I would recommend it, but if you want a more affordable option, the Prequel Universal Skin Solution Dermal Spray I think is a better value. So this you get 4 ounces and this you get also 4 ounces, and I'll put the price difference of these down below. The Prequel has a little bit more of that kind of chlorine smell to it, so you may or may not enjoy that. But yeah, I like to spray this, I don't know, if I just feel like my skin is kind of congested or acting up or I'm getting blemishes. If I'm trying to do any kind of extractions on my face, this is a good product to kind of spray just to make sure I'm not introducing any kind of bacteria. Kelly Gooch, I think, called this like hand sanitizer for your face. So this doesn't have like hand sanitizer ingredients, but I think it kind of serves some similar functions. So have that, and then this is their Intensive Rescue Serum. So it's the serum version of their spray basically, and I like this. I have one in my bathroom now, so I have definitely repurchased it. In the future, I think instead of buying a serum like this, I might just use this more in my kind of typical skincare routine. So maybe spray my face before I apply any kind of toners, just as like a first step. So again, I think this is a good product, especially if you have more sensitive skin, but I'm not sure it's a must-have for me. So that is the serum. So let's talk about some azelaic acid. So I do have kind of eczema-prone skin and rosacea. So that's a fun tightrope to balance. But yeah, so I have gone through, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So just 4 of these guys. So this is the Paula's Choice Azelaic Acid Booster with licorice and salicylic acid. I believe this is 0.5% salicylic acid, so it does a little bit, but it's not like the most powerful. Their kind of cult classic salicylic acid I think is 2%. So this just comes out as kind of a lotiony cream. Again, I have one now in my bathroom. And this is, yeah, kind of a staple go-to product for me whenever I see it on a good deal. Like sometimes they have this as like a gift with purchase at Paula's Choice, or they're running some other kind of sale, so I'll stock up at that point. But yeah, this is really great. I have tried quite a few other options. The benefit to this is that it does have that 0.5% salicylic acid. So you're doing a little bit with a kind of mild BHA exfoliation while you're using it. The Inkey List has a 10% azelaic acid serum. They call it a serum, but really it does come out more like a lotion. It has kind of a weird blue kind of look to it. So it's not a super liquidy serum or anything. So that one's good. The one from The Ordinary I don't enjoy, so I would not recommend. And this is kind of a pricier item, so I usually try pretty hard to get every last little morsel out. Yeah, but this just kind of comes out kind of like a white lotion. I'd say it's more on the cream side than the Inkey List. But anyway, it's very like cosmetically elegant, very nice to apply. And I have obviously quite enjoyed it. I have purchased travel sizes of that, and those aren't refillable. But honestly, this tube, this is 1 fluid ounce. I mean, it's small enough that you could travel with it pretty easily. Okay, so I just grabbed my somewhat full tube from my bathroom so I could show you the texture. Yeah, that's basically what it looks like. They call it a booster, so you can kind of mix it in with your moisturizer if you want, but I typically just put it by itself as a layer. And the other azelaic acid product I have here, this one is from Peach Slices, which is a pretty affordable brand that you can get at Ulta. This one, like the Inkey List, is just azelaic acid, and all of these are 10%. I believe that's the maximum that you can buy over the counter. So this one is a little bit of a thinner, has a slight green color to it. So yeah, between like Paula's Choice, Inkey List, and Peach Slices, I think it's just a matter of whether you want salicylic acid and price point availability kind of thing. But I think they're all good. I also had a little sample of the one from Drunk Elephant, but I'm going to despair of ever finding it in this mess. A tiny little sample. So the Drunk Elephant one, I think they technically call it a mask, and that one has 1% salicylic acid. So I'm thinking of picking that one up just because, you know, sometimes I might want to have more salicylic acid and not go in with a separate toner or whatever. So that one is also really good. Again, Drunk Elephant is a little bit more expensive, so it might just kind of depend what you need. Like I said, I tried really hard to go in order, but I'm seeing things that I kind of skipped over. So I have 2 of the Selfless by Hyram Centella and Green Tea cleansers. These are also really nice cleansers. I would say you could use this as a second cleanse. It's a little bit more effective than like some of the lotiony cleansers I would use. It's not as thick though as maybe the First Aid Beauty, so it kind of depends on like the viscosity that you want. But yeah, I think you can still get this at Target, but it's a pretty good ingredient list. You can see I've had some issues with the packaging, so maybe just be aware of that. That might be a reason to skip it, but yeah, I enjoyed the cleanser itself. I think this one that broke, I did actually kind of decant it into a like reusable travel bottle, so I still, I think, have some that I would definitely use up when traveling. I also have some of these, CeraVe hydrating cleansers that I skipped over. So these I would use mostly when traveling. Someone I saw compared it somewhere to like a conditioner, like a hair conditioner. I think it's a little bit lighter than that, maybe like a really cheap drugstore conditioner, but CeraVe is also a really great brand for sensitive skin, dry skin. So these are great little travel bottles that I will definitely reach for and enjoy. So I think that is all the cleansers, hopefully. Serums, this is the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Hydrating Serum. I've used this for years and years. I think this one is their reformulated one. As I said, I've repurchased this many times. I would happily incorporate it into my skincare routine. The only thing is, I think I was using this before I started using azelaic acid, and if I were to use this and azelaic acid, it starts to feel a little bit too much. But sometimes I may want to skip the azelaic acid if my skin is feeling dry or sensitive or whatever. But this is a good one, and I think First Aid Beauty does make some good products. This is 1, 2. So this is their firming cream with hair on it. And yeah, so I used 2 of these up and really enjoyed it. So if you, again, have more dry sensitive skin, this is a really nice moisturizer. I've also used up quite a few of the Kate Somerville Delicate Recovery Creams. So this is the companion product to the cleanser I showed you earlier. And let's see, I have 2 full sizes and some travel sizes as well. So this is great for someone who feels like they want that kind of more thick occlusive layer on their skin. I like this especially in the winter or when I'm traveling. I even will use this or reach for it as an eye cream. So it's a good kind of all-in-one, especially if you're traveling. And like I said, these little jars I have kind of scooped out from a larger one and refilled. So great for that, great cream. I also have the, I can't even see it anymore, but this was the goat milk moisturizing cream. I think I might still have one of these in my medicine cabinet. This one is a little bit thinner in texture, so if you don't need as thick a moisturizer, you might like this. It might contain fragrance, and again, it has, I think, the goat milk to give you a little bit of a mild exfoliation, so it may not be optimal for everyone. It might be optimal for you. But yeah, I have gone through, I think, a few of these. And if I were purchasing a moisturizer from Kate Somerville, I'd probably opt for the Delicate, but finished that one off. I do have some samples of the Drunk Elephant moisturizer, so the Protini Polypeptide Cream. A few samples of this. If you do want a lighter moisturizer, I'd probably recommend this over the goat milk, but Drunk Elephant is really good about making things kind of fragrance-free. So this is really good. Sometimes I will even layer, if I happen to have both, the Protini underneath the Lala Retro. So I have some samples of this as well. Also great when my skin is especially dry and dehydrated and that kind of thing. So again, Drunk Elephant isn't something I buy all the time because it is expensive, but I do enjoy having it. And I do have a sample of their newest cream, which I also like. I don't know which one I like better between the Lala Retro and the new one. So you can take that for what you will. This is kind of a new obsession. This is the Tatcha Indigo Overnight Repair, and I know Dr. Sam Ellis, who is the founder of Prequel, has talked highly about this, so I feel really good using it. I believe this is fragrance-free. A lot of Tatcha creams are not, so just make sure to check the ingredients if you're interested. But I think Dr. Sam Ellis called this, it's like a vanilla pudding type texture. So I've used this one up, and then I think one of the holiday sets or something was on sale, so I have just a bit more. I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel with this one. Like during the daytime, I'll sometimes just use this underneath the sunscreen, and at night, sometimes I'll use this, and then I've been using like the Biossance moisturizer on top, which is a nice kind of thick moisturizer. So depending on your needs, this may be enough. If your skin is more on the dry side, you might want something on top of it, but I do really enjoy that. So this one is gone. And then speaking of products that are gone, I think this has been discontinued. This is the Tarte Baba Balm, and this was pretty good. You can't buy it anymore, so it doesn't really matter. For the price, because they had severely discounted it, it was really good. I know State of Kate loved this and was kind of stocking up on it, but it was good. But I'm not crying myself into my pillow at night because it's no longer available. Okay, so the Ultra Repair Cream from First Aid Beauty. Again, I just have some of these. Oh, this is the Ultra Repair Hydrating Serum. Already talked about that. The Ultra Repair Collagen Cream. Already talked about that. Ultra Repair Collagen Cream. I always love getting samples of products that I enjoy, but unfortunately those you can't replenish. So the Ultra Repair Cream, I think, is one of their hero products, but I would use this primarily as a body moisturizer. Let's see. It does have eucalyptus in it, I think. some ingredients that I would prefer not to put on my face, but for a moisturizer and a heavy one at that, it does the job. So use that up. I also have some of the Skin Fix lipid peptide creams. These are both really good. I know I've used a full one of these up before, but I'm always happy to use one of those up. And then this is something I actually do have a full size of at the moment. This is the F-Balm Electrolyte Water Facial Mask. So I used this little guy up, and then I think I got the full size through like Ipsy or something. So this for me is just kind of a nice like additional level of hydration. It's not a must-have, but again, if I feel like my skin is especially parched, then I'll reach for this. I'm not sure what vitamin F is or does, but anyway. This I used up. This is the Great Barrier Relief from Crave. I know I'm kind of mixing in like serums and moisturizers. I think they've since repackaged this, which is good because it was always a pain to get down to the bottom of it. And I don't think this is the first one I used up. So I haven't had this in a while, but I did really enjoy it. So I know I followed them on Instagram, so sometimes I see their, I don't know, posting about it or whatever, and I'm like, should I pick it up again? But yeah, this is great if you do have more sensitive skin. It's very calming, so yeah, like that. Similar type of product. This is the Glow Recipe Avocado Ceramide Recovery Serum. There's the front. So obviously I've gone through 2 of these. I think this might have fragrance in it. Glow Recipe I think tends to have fragrance. So I like this. Again, this might be pre-Azelaic Acid. I've had these for a while. But yeah, if you like Glow Recipe skincare, those I did enjoy. For some eye creams, so this I think has been discontinued. This is the Glossier Bubble Wrap. They call it an eye and lip plumping cream. I liked it because it was in a fun like little pump metal tube type thing. And I would keep this out here at my vanity kind of pre-filming if I felt like my eyes needed a little bit more. But yeah, I think they've discontinued this, so you can't get it anymore. I think they've come out with a new eye product, but I liked that one. I've also enjoyed the Skin Fix Barrier Plus Lipid Triple Lipid Boost. They might have renamed it. 360i, so I think this is maybe the full size. This is good because it has a pump, so if you don't want to stick your nails into a pot or whatever, then a pump definitely makes it a little bit easier. And they do sell travel sizes. These are the same size. They're called slightly different things, so I don't know if they kind of renamed it, but yeah, I have these to get rid of. And then this is a Drunk Elephant Eye Ceramide AF Eye Balm. This was really good as well. Whether you need a separate eye cream from like your moisturizer just I think depends on your needs and your preferences. This one is good because it has the kind of Drunk Elephant pump packaging, so again, nice for the same reason. And I do enjoy the travel sizes of this as well. And you can refill those airless travel sizes. You just have to kind of pop it off and like push the bottom down. I don't know, it's an airless pump, but yeah, did enjoy this. It's not a must-have, but I did enjoy it. Another moisturizer I forgot to talk about. This is the Pharmacy Honey Halo. Another really nice kind of moisturizing moisturizer. Duh. This one has a really heavy glass bottle, and I think this one has the kind of magnetic cap to it, which is really nice. Yeah, I can feel the so that makes it really nice. I don't know if I will try to reuse this packaging for something, but yeah, it's nice that they give you the spatula, which I've held on to and I use it for other products, but this packaging is nice because it just sits on there, so it's all in one piece. But yeah, nice moisturizer. And then for some oils, I have 2 of the Beekman 1802 Dream Boosters that I've talked about. So this is a bakuchiol oil. So if you want to incorporate some bakuchiol, which is a gentler plant-based alternative to retinol, then this is maybe something you want to look into. I forget what the base of this is. I want to say it has maybe jojoba oil and squalane, maybe some sunflower seed oil. So yeah, so I have one of these now, and it's a nice, I know you're not supposed to put oil on last because it's whatever. But yeah, a lot of times I'll use this as my last step, and I do have one of these now that I'm working on. I don't love the packaging because it becomes a little bit difficult to get the last little bit up. So it's really cute and everything, but yeah, not the easiest. You can see the, I don't know, purple dye or whatever is kind of coalesced, has kind of congregated down at the bottom. So there's that. I also have this ordinary, this is 100% squalane, and you can see it was starting to leak. So I think there's still some in there, but I kind of abandoned the rest of it. So yeah, it's a nice basic ingredient if you just want to add a little bit of an extra kind of oil layer. I like that. I think that's it for that kind of category. Let's talk about some acne products, I guess. So these I have repurchased many times, and I would repurchase, but I think they have been discontinued. The last time I tried to look them up, I couldn't find them, but these were the patches with darts. And I think they actually had niacinamide in them, which I can be kind of sensitive to, but yeah, these were good for those like kind of under the surface blemishes that weren't coming to a head. It just, I don't know, helps penetrate a little bit deeper. So these tend to be more expensive just because I guess they have more technology or they're difficult to manufacture. If you want to try something similar, I've tried the Mighty Patch. I don't know that these are necessarily my favorite variety of these. I think these were salicylic acid 0.5%. I think that's the only active ingredient. But yeah, from what I recall, these were just like in one plastic as opposed to being kind of individually packaged. So packaging wise, maybe not the best. The Zit Stickas, I've definitely stocked up on whenever they've had sales on Ulta. So they have their kind of classic deep access patches. These have salicylic acid. They also have sodium hyaluronate, niacinamide, and then a peptide salicylic acid. So these are good. I've also tried their extra strength. I don't know that I've noticed a significant difference. These have 2% salicylic acid. I don't know if it says the percentage here. It's at the end of the ingredient list, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that these are necessarily worth it, but I think there's something like psychological just about having something like this where you feel like it's getting in there that is satisfying at least. So have purchased a ton of those Zit Stickas. And these, by the way, I found the little inner container for the Hero ones. You can see it just has this like clamshell with this, you know, kind of separating them. The Zit Sticka ones are individually wrapped, which I know is a little bit more wasteful when it comes to packaging, but it just, I don't know, feels a little bit more sanitary, especially when you're kind of pushing something into your skin. If you just have like a surface blemish, like a whitehead that you need to take care of, the Peace Out acne ones are really good. So they come with these little, I don't know, envelopes, and then they have like a plastic sleeve with dots in it. And these ones, they do have retinol, I believe. Salicylic acid, retinol, and aloe vera. And this is 0.5 salicylic acid. So these are good, but just know that they do contain retinol if you want to avoid that ingredient. There's 10 in each of these, and I think I shoved a whole bunch in here. So yeah, definitely good to have on hand because you just never know. Yeah, and those are best for kind of the more surface blemishes. So, and these are just, I finished up, these are just pure hydrocolloids. So these are the kind that they just kind of absorb what's coming out. So they're not going to really exfoliate the way that a retinol or a salicylic acid one will. But if you just want something, you know, without any actives, you just want it to absorb anything coming out and maybe protect the area, then just plain hydrocolloid is a good way to go. Yeah, and I think as far as like other patches, so I have the Ulta under eye patches. They might have discontinued these, which would be a real shame, but I bought like 5 or 6 packs of these, and they had 15 pairs in each pack. I actually left a whole pack in London when we went to my in-laws because I just didn't want to carry it back in my suitcase, and I had a ton here. So these I really like because they have that kind of fabric-y texture to them, so they kind of stay put. They don't slide down my face like the Wander Beauty ones do, and I feel like they do a nice job of plumping up the area, but also the fabric-y texture helps to catch any fallout. So really enjoyed those. These ones from Beauty Pro, I've talked about before. Same kind of texture. These ones have, it says collagen, green tea, vitamin A and E. Yeah, these have some fragrance. These ones, they have some papaya fruit extract, some peptides. Yeah, I think ingredient wise, I prefer these, but I like the texture of these. So if these have been discontinued, I might have to go back to these, but yeah. I like this for like pre-makeup application. I want to say, from what I recall, the Color Science ones might be the same way with that kind of fabric-y texture. So this was just like a little sample I got, so I'll have to do more investigation of that, but yeah, I think I remember liking those. And then this was a set of 3 sheet masks, and these were really cool because you can kind of see down here. Normally I can kind of take or leave sheet masks, but these ones felt like they actually kind of did something and actually made my skin feel kind of moisturized afterwards. And they had like a separate packet or portion where the serum was, and you kind of folded it up so that it kind of exploded into where the mask was, and then it saturated it. So I don't know that that does anything beneficial other than just being kind of fun. But yeah, I would try these again. Oh, another acne product, the Kate Somerville Eradicate. My husband and I both use either this or the Mario Badescu. I know people have certain thoughts about, you know, this type of product. This one has 10% sulfur, but I find that especially if you have not a white head and not like a very deep blemish, but maybe just like a little spot that's just red and kind of irritated, this does, I think, help to kind of calm things down and progress the evolution of the pimple, if you will. So we always have this on hand. This is, I'm pretty sure, a glass bottle. With the Mario one, you do have the option of either a glass or plastic. I'm not sure about the Kate Somerville, but if you are accident prone in the bathroom, you might want to look into the plastic ones. I think that's it for acne. So for sunscreen, I have a few here actually. So the Ulta MD Broad Spectrum SPF 46. This is supposed to be good for skin types prone to acne, rosacea, and hyperpigmentation. High purity niacinamide, says 5%. I didn't notice this irritating me, so that's good. So this one has zinc oxide 9% and octinoxate 7.5%. So I typically opt for a pure mineral sunscreen because certain chemical sunscreens irritate my skin. But this one was good, and it had a, I don't know, it came off there. Had a pump, so that made it kind of nice and easy. So yeah, it's a very solid sunscreen. Maybe not a must-have for me, but this one I definitely would repurchase. This is the Summer Fridays Shade Drops SPF 30 Mineral Milk Sunscreen. Very thin, liquidy formula, very easy to apply, and yeah, I just enjoyed it. Nothing too crazy. It's SPF 30. I am trying the Prequel one, which I like, but that one is a much thicker texture, and I've tried like the RMS and the Kosas ones. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, I mean, the Kosas and the RMS, I think both have a bit of that kind of luminosity to it. Oh, the Paula's Choice one is also very good. But if you like a thinner texture in your sunscreen, then I like that one. Finished 2 of these. This is the Clinique Broad Spectrum SPF 30 Mineral Sunscreen Fluid. I think they've discontinued this as well, the SPF 30 one, which I liked. I think they have an SPF 50, but I'm not as crazy about that one. I think it just is like a little bit thicker. I don't know, but I like these, but I don't think you can get them anymore. And I think that's it for sunscreens. So for like hand and lip care, I guess. So I have quite a few. I just put them in this Ulta cotton pad bag, which is another empty. So what these look like is this guy right here. So it has a very kind of smooth texture, and I use these to remove nail polish. So if I'm removing manicurist polish, which is a LED cured polish, you have to wait a minute or two with this on your finger for it to remove. So I'll cut this in half and then use the little finger clips. Otherwise I'll just like pour the makeup remover on it or whatever. But yeah, I like this because it's not like a cotton ball where it just tends to get kind of stringy. It stays pretty intact, so I like those. But for moisturizing, I really like the L'Occitane 20% Shea Butter Hand Cream. So I have, this is a full size, and this is what you use, like that metal key to roll up to make sure you got everything out. So I'm like unrolling it. It's like an old school toothpaste type deal. I think I have a backup of this. This is 5 ounces, and I will pick this up when it goes on sale for like half off at Ulta during the, I guess what used to be the 21 Days of Beauty. So yeah, really like this, and always happy to get like travel sizes of it. So this is the 5.1 size. This is 1 ounce, 1 ounce. This little guy, 0.3 ounces, 0.34 ounces, I guess. Yeah, so love to travel with it. It's just kind of the theme of this video, like products you can depend on. You just know that when you reach for them, they're just gonna work. That's what that category is. And then I guess this was a different travel size, maybe. It's 2.5 ounce size. So I don't think I have one open at the moment. I've been trying out some hand creams from like Necessaire, and sometimes I'll just reach for body lotion, or even I have here a huge container of CeraVe moisturizing cream. So this one has the seal of acceptance from the National Eczema Association. So yeah, especially during the winter when I feel like I really need to be on my game in preventing eczema, I'll use this just as a hand cream. I'll buy travel sizes of it, like this guy. I think this is the same thing, yeah. 1.89 fluid ounce. Just as like a great all-over moisturizer, hand cream, whatever you want to use it for really, but definitely kind of an old faithful type product. Oh, the Skin Fix Eczema hand repair cream is also really good, and I like this one because it has this kind of closure. So I like to keep this kind of thing in my car because, for one, it's a smaller size, but like if you want to put some hand cream on when you're like stuck in traffic or at a stoplight, you don't have to worry about the cap flying somewhere. So I like having this type of product for that. And I believe this is fragrance free. It has colloidal oatmeal in it. So again, really good. Like it says, Eczema Plus. Really good for eczema. And I think this won some Allure Best of Beauty awards. So all of the blue Skin Fix products I'm pretty much a fan of. Some other body lotions. So the Drunk Elephant TLC Glycolic Body Lotion. I've gone through, I know for sure this is at least my second, probably more than that, that I've gone through, and I have one in my bathroom right now. So if you do have KP on your arms or whatever, it's really good to incorporate some kind of exfoliation into your body care routine. And I like this one because it's a 10% AHA blend, but it's a glycolic, I think it might have lactic acid as well, but primarily I think glycolic acid. Yeah, glycolic acid is the second ingredient, and lactic acid is a little bit further down the list. So I think that prevents it from having that kind of sour milk kind of smell that you get with some lactic acids, like M-lactin is kind of the classic drugstore example. So I like this because I want the acid exfoliation, but I don't want the smell. So keep going back to that. As far as some like bath products, so another L'Occitane product. This is the shower oil, and I know you can buy just dedicated refills of it, but this is another product I try to purchase when it's on sale. It's a little bit more of a treat that way. But this I like to put into my bath. It smells really nice, kind of an almondy type smell, makes some bubbles, makes the water feel nice and moisturizing. So really I just use it for baths. I don't use it as like a general body wash. It's a little bit thin for that purpose, I think. So I feel like I would go through it quite quickly. I know some people like to shave with it, but yeah, I do like to buy it on sale, and I'm always happy when I get little minis as well. So finished both of those up. And then this is the Way Scalp and Body Scrub. This is another kind of treat bath time product. So I only use this when I'm taking a bath, like before I shave and that kind of thing. And it has their Melrose Place scent, so that kind of rose scent. Yeah, I do purchase this when I run out of it. I have one now. I've gone through many of them, but it is more on the expensive side, so I try to buy it when there's like a point multiplier or a code or something I can use to knock off a little bit of the cost. But yeah, I do repurchase that quite often. On the more affordable end of the spectrum, I have 3 bags here of the Dr. Teal's Pure Epsom salts. Each of these is 6 pounds, and you buy them in a pack of 2 at Costco, and I think it's under $10, I want to say. So best bang for your buck. And the best part is you can actually get these reimbursed through your like flexible savings account. I think it's flexible savings account. Whatever your like FSA, HSA dollars through your healthcare plan are, you can get it reimbursed. So effectively you don't pay tax, which is great as well. I forgot to mention that acne products and sunscreen you can also get reimbursed. So if you need a little bit of encouragement in shelling out the cash for sunscreen especially, then there you go. For shaving, I really like the Skintimate shaving lotions. I have 3 here. I probably have gone through more. I just kept 1 of each variety kind of as an example. But yeah, I kind of use either the dry skin, the sensitive skin, or this one is hydrating. So I'm not too particular, but I generally go for the ones that aren't like super heavily fragranced, and I like the texture of their shave gel. I really wish they made a travel size that wasn't like their raspberry scent, because that one is a little bit too much for me. So yeah. Also, I have one body wash here from Olay. This is the Lavender and Cedar Leaves B3 Complex. This one, it's not so much this one in particular, it's more just Olay body wash in general. I think we usually buy the one that's in a pack of 3 at Costco with like the yellow packaging or whatever. So yeah, just a nice, I mean, it does have fragrance. Sometimes I like a bit of fragrance in my body washes, but yeah, just a nice, you know, non-stripping body wash my husband and I will both use. So for another body lotion type product, the Necessary the Body Serum I have repurchased and I really like. I was thinking about doing kind of a short or something on this, but if you like this but you don't want to buy it, especially full price, look at the Good Molecules one, because I think texture-wise they're very similar. They have, I think, some different claims and ingredients and that kind of thing, but if you just want that kind of, you know, quick absorption or whatever in your body care product, take a look at the Good Molecules one. That one is very affordable compared to this. Some mouthwash. We both use, my husband and I both use the TheraBreath. We've gone through a lot of these. I just, again, kept one just as kind of an example, but yeah, it works really well, and I believe this is alcohol-free, yeah. So if you prefer an alcohol-free, this one, it does have xylitol, which I think might be toxic to dogs. So I don't know that your dog would try to get into this, but yeah, just be mindful of that. But yeah, it works really well. Also in the oral care department, the Cocoa Floss. I was a little bit heartbroken when FabFitFun stopped carrying this as a refill. So I had to purchase some from Cocoa Floss directly finally. But yeah, I like this. This is the mint flavor, which I think is my favorite. It's just a little bit thicker, so it just feels like it's getting more, if you know what I mean. So love Cocoa Floss. Currently using it now. Yeah, some lip balms. So I have 2 of the Drunk Elephant Lippy Balm. I have one right here that I'm working on. So like the rest of me, I do kind of have chronically dry lips that I'm always trying to work on. I like this one, and I think it has a certain kind of peptide that Stephanie Marie has talked about a lot, and it's supposed to kind of like help define your lips. It's the same peptide that was in the, I think the Inky List one that was kind of disgusting, and they also put it into the new Ole Henriksen one. So yeah, I'm always trying new lip balms, but this one, I like how it's just kind of like short and fat, and I don't know, it doesn't get lost very easily. It kind of sits where you put it. So I like it for that reason especially. It's not the thickest, so sometimes I'll apply it and then maybe go over it with some petrolatum, that kind of thing. But yeah, I have gone through many of those. Again, it's just nice to reach for something that you know doesn't have any weird fragrance or taste to it. Found another almond shower oil. So I finished an entire bottle of the New Face Gel Primer, which you need for their New Face device. So this was their older packaging, but finished a full one of those, and then it looks like I have a couple of the, again, older packaging, but these are more of the travel size. So yeah, I like it. I know some people have tried other things like Aloe, or is it Zip has a different type of product, but yeah, as long as I continue to use the New Face, I'll probably continue to repurchase that. What I like to do sometimes is use the New Face right before I take a bath, and then I'll just leave the gel, it's kind of a thick gel texture, on my face when I go into the bath, so that way, again, it's kind of like a mask, just keeping my skin from drying out, and I do feel like my skin is more hydrated after I use the new face as well, which is a plus. Okay, so for hair care, I've talked at length about how much I love the Way leave-in conditioner, so I'm definitely still using this. I have one now, and I stocked up when it was at FabFitFun. So yeah, love this stuff. I also have one of these guys, but like I said, this particular travel size is getting a little bit long in the tooth, so I think I actually had to purchase a travel size from Sephora, which was unfortunate, but yeah, this one is going to be retired. And then if I'm going to wear my hair wavy, I really like the Diva Curl Super Cream. I was kind of kicking myself because I know this was maybe in the last 21 Days of Beauty, it was half off, and I didn't pick it up. Because it's an airless pump, you don't really know how much you have left, and then I just ran out right after that sale ended. I ended up picking up quite a few of the travel sizes because they had some kind of travel size deal going on. So anyway, this is nice because it's a pump. The other ones are just like in a squeezy tube, which is fine. But yeah, I do like this just to kind of make my hair nice and hydrated and help define my waves. Oh, and these are the blade inserts for the Dermaflash. So I'd say I use my Dermaflash device maybe once a month, give or take, whenever I feel like I'm getting a little bit of excessive peach fuzz going on. You're supposed to use a new blade every time you use it, so you do go through it. And that's another type of product I try to buy when it's on sale. Okay, so I have quite a few of these. We're almost done here, guys. Quite a few of these Lumify eye drops. I know someone commented in a previous video when I mentioned these that they're not the best for your eye health, so I try to reserve them for like today when I'm filming. I'm going to be on camera. I want my eyes to be nice and bright. I'll use them then. I do have one with some products still left in it. I think you can get this at Costco for a pretty good price, I think, and this is another product that you can use your FSA dollars on. Even though it's technically, I think, more of a cosmetic effect, eye drops are still eligible. So I do have like normal, just hydrating eye drops that I use when my eyes are dry, and like if my eyes are already feeling kind of dry, I try not to use these. I think how they work is they like constrict the blood vessels in your eyes to make them appear whiter instead of red. So yeah, I try to use them sparingly, but they're a good tool in the arsenal. And then lastly, just a couple of like nail manicure products. I have two of these Sally Hansen Instant Cuticle Removers, just I think a classic product, does the job. You can find it pretty much anywhere, not too expensive. So I just redid my nails today and I used this. You know, works a charm. And then finally, like I mentioned, the Manicurist Polish. This is their remover, and unfortunately, I feel like I go through this kind of quickly and it's kind of on the pricey side. So if you guys are interested in trying Manicurist, I do have a discount code with them down below. So I think I'm going to have to place an order myself pretty soon. You can buy this on Amazon if you just want to buy this or restock without placing an order on their website. I think their free shipping threshold is like $49 maybe. So I might do that, but I usually use the need to restock as an excuse to kind of buy more colors, basically. I'm not wearing Manicurist on my nails today. I'm wearing the Dior polish because I'm going to be doing like a Dior video that I want to have the Dior polish on for. So anyway, guys, that is the very end of this, what I'm sure is a very long video. So thanks again if you have stuck with me throughout this video. And before you go, make sure to check out Ana Luisa by clicking the link in the description box. So I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.